My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with with some Age of Empires 3 replay cast multiplayer online commentary. I think I'm gonna have to work on that one because this is a first. We will be. Let me pause it really quick just to explain. So I haven't been playing Age of Empires 3 for a while, but my friend Haffy McChicken has recently gotten into it, and so we did a 2v2. He's a total noob, and we set up like a noob 2v2, which maybe isn't. Maybe it was a little BM on my part, because I don't think I qualify as a noob. But we did it, and just for fun. And I haven't played in a while, so I'm seriously. And you'll see how bad I am. Okay, so I'm playing the French. Haffy McChicken. Wait a second. Can I not click on the map like this? That's weird. Okay. Haffy McChicken is playing the Ottomans. We've got NC Lagos on the Ottomans. And we've got Danielis Akanales, 96, on the Japanese. So, I go ahead and get a trading post up. I'm not doing the like 12-10 opening or anything, just like getting the trading post, getting wood for a house, getting up to like 14 bills. Japanese player moves forward. I'm not seeing any shrines up yet, even starting to go up yet, but I think he's working on that. Ottoman player just working on food. Looks like, I'm not sure if he's gotten his upgrades yet. And then Haffy over here. So one thing Haffy is still working on is his herding. And as you can see, this herd of deer is slowly getting pushed more and more this way as he neglects to herd it properly. 4 villagers on a house. Definitely not perfect. I've got my scout over here. He came over to the Ottoman base and got kind of shot at by the Ottoman villagers from NC Lagos. Japanese player still only has 1 shrine up, which I haven't played the Japanese that much, but I think you want a few more than that. Looks like he's just trying to get up to H2 as fast as he can. I'm really kind of like neglecting. This is the first multiplayer game I've played in a while, and so I'm like feeling really rusty. Not even like I finally start trying to get some treasures here. I think I might have gotten one over here. Looks like Haffy and NC Lagos get in a fight, maybe unintentionally. NC Lagos kind of scouting things out. Where are the Japanese? Okay, Japanese player checking out my base. Haffy is clicked up. I am not clicked up. I was really late on my age up. Probably like 20 or 30 seconds late. Everyone else is on their way. Japanese player just ended up on his way. So, let's check on Haffy's herd. Look how far out this herd is. This is not within range of the TC whatsoever. Let's check out the other people's herding. This player, not as bad as Haffy, but still not great. Looks like he's trying to sort of fix it. Maybe not perfectly efficiently, but he's working on it. And of course the Japanese player doesn't really have to worry about it, but there is a sort of lack of shrines. There's another shrine going up. Looks like we've got a total of 1, 2 shrines. Got a little altercation that happened over here. Haffy's Explorer goes down to a Jaguar. My Messenger goes down to a Jaguar, and I come to save the day. My herding isn't amazing either. I think I'm slowly bringing some herds sort of in. This is ugly. Yeah, I'm herding in, but nothing that amazing. The H2s start to roll in. I'm the last one there. Let's look at the first shipments they send. So we've got NC Lagos with a 3 Delhi shipment. Daniele Lacanales with some coin. Hafi has not sent in a shipment yet. Although he might have... No, that's just the wood from his Egypt. I could be mistaken. Two forward barracks is going up for NC Lagos as the Delhis move forward. Hafi gets a trading post up. A little late. That's why he doesn't have a shipment, actually. The Delhis move across the map. And straight into Hafi's very exposed villagers. He literally doesn't even realize the extent of how far out they are and immediately begins to raid. Hafi responds by bringing him back. One villager goes down. NC Lagos splits up the Delhis to keep the punishment coming. I don't know if I agree with this. Another villager does go down. He does seem to time that properly, but look at these villagers coming along there. That's two villagers right now, probably coming up to a third. Hafi just tanking it, but he calls in his town watch, and they sort of push them away. Meanwhile, Hafi's Janissaries, NC Lagos' Janissaries come to burn down the trading post. I am currently sending Irish Brigadiers to help the cause. I've got some musketeers built, but I'm having house problems. The Janissaries move forward. Delhis have not been dealt with as the Bashibuzuk, as their health drops, and we lose a fourth and a fifth. Looks like a sixth. Fight here between the Babazook and Janissaries, so we're looking at 5 or 6 villagers down. But meanwhile, I've got Irish Brigadiers and Musketeers going across the map. NC Lagos decides to send his Delhis into this massive Janissaries. Definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake. So that's cleaned up, and Hafi can return to going for all his food. Now, just to compare, NC Lagos hasn't lost any villagers, and unless he's gotten housed at some point, this is the amount of villagers that Hafi should have. It seems like he might have gotten housed, because I feel like that should be higher than that. Hafi 13, so at least a 4 villager difference between Hafi and NC Lagos, the 2 Ottoman players. I send my I think that the situation's very dire at this situation, and I send my musketeers over. I would like to be going against the Japanese player right here, but Hafi seems to be in trouble, and he's telling me that he's lost lots of villagers, so we go in, we siege down the barracks. Meanwhile, the Japanese player is quietly biding his time and going up to age 3. So no military for the Japanese players. Some more shrines have gone down. And we are burning down the barracks. At this point, I think I take some time to fix up my eco. Got way too much gold, sort of an overcorrection for the Irish Brigadiers. Over here, the sieging of the barracks continues, and the Ottoman player builds a stable in response. Looks like he is perhaps getting housed. I don't know, actually. No. Far from housed. Far from housed. So, something that I didn't know could happen happens here. I feel like we're in a strong position to attack here. The Japanese player sent a daimyo, and maybe you can send shipments to the daimyo, but there are 2 flaming arrows here, and I call the back because I know that Japan has been left alone this whole time, and I'm like, he must have sent his army over here. He's just gotten to age 3, but he really doesn't have an army. He just has that shipment that somehow arrived right here on his base. That was a good play by Danielis. Delhi's come out for the Ottoman player. We move over to the Japanese side of the map, hoping to inflict some pain on him. And just lots of Delhi's coming out for the Ottoman player. The Japanese player sends these ordinance bestieros, crosswomen. And as we burn down the shrine, I think. Yeah. And the crosswomen come out and start picking people off, and I call them back. Delhi's come in to harass. And we fend them off with a few volleys. But the result is now that Japan has successfully gotten himself an army. Our economies are still a little questionable. I've got a significant amount of musketeers coming up. Hafi is working on, or has gotten up to age 3, but Delhi's are coming into his base again. He's got 22 villagers, 2 more about to go down. Abbas gunners coming out. Needs to be making janissaries right here. Let's check out this fight. The Delhi's get on top of a huge mass of villagers. 3rd villager goes down. Meanwhile, while this is happening, the Delhi's get on top of the Abbas gunners. That'll be the last of it for them. We're looking at a large number of Delhi's at this point. I see this mass coming in, and I send my... I don't think I quite know that there are flaming arrows there, although I should. And sort of walk into this and take some losses. Got a TC for aging up. It's slowly going up here. The Delhi's have yet to be dealt with, but Hafi's janissaries come in to deal with that and push the Delhi's off of his villagers. I'm trying to have a controlled retreat away from this cavalry and sort of notice that they're getting separated here and take the opportunity to slowly and painfully put my musketeers onto melee mode. But because they're 2 different, they're Irish brigadiers and musketeers, and so it takes me, I have to come back and put my Irish brigadiers on melee as well, so it wasn't as efficient as it probably should have been. But a large number of cavalry is cleared up. More musketeers coming up, but still no method of dealing with the flaming arrows. Delhi's still ravaging Hafi's economy. 13 idle villagers, only 21 villagers. We should have at least 25, although we do know NC Lagos has had some trouble with being housed. Meanwhile, on my side of the map, the flaming arrows come in, and I still have no way to deal with them. My musketeers are kind of split up, and I'm trying to get them into one group, and in the process taking consistent losses from the flaming arrows. Villagers go into the tower, and there's just not a great place to fight here. I do send hussars to try to deal with the flaming arrows. One of them gets stuck in all these villagers. Lots of idols for me. And I start just trying to fight desperately. The flaming arrows really have... I'm just banking... I've got... just playing terribly. Playing absolutely terribly. Total mess. Kind of seeing what these can do before I go in. which might have been a mistake. Delis from NC Lagos come in to assist the Japanese player in the destruction of my base. The flaming arrows, two of them still alive, and I decide to just start fighting, doing what I can. Minutemen come out, get sent to the wrong location. Coureurs de Bois are fighting. I'm poorly microing my musketeers, actually like atrociously microing my musketeers. Minutemen aren't enough, there are too many of them. Looks like it's the end for me. Meanwhile, Hafi still getting raided by Delis. Last of my musketeers go down. Town center under siege. Very little hope. But there's hope in the form of a detachment of Janissaries and Abyss Gunners from Hafi, the friendly Ottoman player. Moving across the map. My town center about to go down, along with a large number of villagers within it. As the Janissaries arrive, the Naginata riders go down. Interesting micro here from everyone involved. I get a batch of musketeers out, but the flaming arrow takes it out. One flaming arrow left. Hafi's detachment is defeated, but has space been created? Villagers hiding in my tower have moved across the map to the hunt over here, where I have a town center. A final last detachment of Royal Musketeers come out and get demolished by the samurai. Epically demolished. Wish I could see that better. Nice ideal use of samurai right there. Over here I am hanging on for dear life. Hafi's has yet to deal with these Delhi. They've been in his base the whole time, but like me, he's shifted much of his villagers into the central location. Now, let's assess the some falconets come over here and push some units away from the ruins of my base. Meanwhile, Danielis only has 24 villagers. He's not currently making villagers right now. I have 14. Hafi has 25, and NC Lagos has 25. So we're looking at a situation where these other players would be completely victorious right now if they had decided to make villagers. I send in Black Riders to try to deal with any cavalry that comes in and tries to raid, and also just this over here, although I am talking to Hafi on comms, and so I know that he's sort of abandoned it, and I don't want to reveal my hand just yet. The Japanese players sitting over here, I think both of them are waiting for us to... They're wondering why we haven't surrendered. But there is still hope. Villagers are not coming out for the Ottoman player. Presumably he still needs a mosque upgrade. The Delhis come out and I send the Black Riders in. Large numbers of Delhis and Naginatas on Hafi's villagers, but the Black Riders are here. Villagers going down, but also cavalry going down. Lots of poor dead Turks. And 2 dead cannons. But at the expense of a significant amount of their cavalry, and Hafi gets Mamelukes out. Abyss Gunners are coming out. 19 villagers for Hafi, 16 for me, 25 for Japan. Still no new villagers coming out for the Japanese player, and 25 for the Ottoman player who has not made more villagers. I get falconets. Japanese player poised to strike against this tentative position in the center of our side of the map. The Ottoman player massing delis. Starting to make dragoons. And there seems to be a lull in the action here, which is exactly what Haffy and I want. And still no new villagers coming out. Finally, villagers queued for the Japanese player. At this point, I am up to 18 villagers. And the Japanese player decides to strike. Haffy responds, sending Abyss guns forward. And it seems bleak with the Naginata riders on top. But the Black Riders are there to fend them off. Very well, very good flanking attack with the Mamelukes to the back line of the Japanese player. I overreact to some samurais over here. The Naginata riders get some extra kills in there, but the falconets drive them off. Mamelukes on top of the Japanese player's musketeer mass, and they are surrounded and massacred. Meanwhile, Delhi's coming in through the back, hoping to help out in the fight, but they're too late. Black Riders immediately react, coming down, and the Delhi Riders back. One lone dragoon firing at them as they leave. So, at this point, militarily, we are back on at least equal footing. 3 Mamelukes still live. All I believe all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All Black Riders are still alive. And yeah, 3 Mamelukes, unless I'm not seeing one. Haffy's forces are protecting this hunt over here. He is down to 18 villagers. I now have 20. The Japanese player has 29. Ottoman player still only has 25, but he is going up to the industrial age. 2 falconets have come out, and still a significant mass of delis. These delis have... Why can't I click that? I guess I just can't click that. Strange. Unupgraded delis. Another TC goes up for the French player. Bigger dragoon mass is building. Idle villagers all over the place for everybody. Delis patrolling around. Let's look and see what their knowledge of this side of the map. They know there's something in here, but they don't quite know what to do about it. Villagers are still not being created for the Ottoman player. Japanese player is up to 33 vills, having the strongest economy in the game. "19 idle villagers for Haffy. 2 falconets for me with musketeers coming out. And the Ottoman player, the pink Ottoman player, revolts with Egypt, turning all his villagers into Kevite Fusiliers. They move forward. Large numbers of delis, 2 falconets, and Kevite Fusiliers move forward, assisted by a large mass of disciplined, upgraded Ashigaru a daimyo, and five, no less than 5 flaming arrows. We, noticing that the Ottoman player is revolted, expect an attack over here. Moving through the canyon, the Ottoman player, or the now Egyptian player, moves towards us, with the Japanese player behind, ready to fight as well. They move forward. The tension builds. Hafi's Janissary mass has reached massive proportions, and the fight begins. Kevite Fusiliers move forward. Black Riders microed back. Janissaries move forward. Falconets firing. Fire arrows firing. Delis move around to the back. Black Riders are sent in to intercept. The Janissary and Abyss Gunner mass arrives and gets into a brutal melee with the Ashigaru. The Delis are slaughtered by the Black Riders and Dragoons trying to get to the backline. They fall. Cannons continuing to fire. One French falconet still firing. Janissaries still fighting hand-to-hand, tooth and nail against the Ashigaru. Sudanese dervishes come into the backline, trying in a last-ditch effort to protect the flaming arrows, but they're shot down by the Janissaries, the Black Riders, the Dragoons, the Musketeers, the Abyss Gunners, and as the last of them fall, the Spahi come riding in to seal the fate of the Ottoman and Japanese alliance. Stunned by our victory, we prepare for a counterattack. We begin to move forward. The Black Riders lead the charge. The lone surviving Mameluke leads his men into battle, scarred by what he has seen on the battlefield today. And with that, the Japanese and Ottoman alliance capitulates to the French and Ottoman Union and cedes Mexico to Hafi and myself. So yeah, that was the game. Thank you for watching. It was the first game I've played in a while, and I am shocked at how bad I was. Truly shocked. But it was a very fun game. I had a lot of fun. And Hafi performed very well, considering this is one of his first multiplayer games. GG to NC Lagos and Danielis Acanales 96. If I have any advice for you, it is to make villagers. Simply make villagers, get your upgrades at the mosque, keep those villagers coming out. As for the Japanese player, I think you want more shrines early on, and you could have won. You had an army up here, and you just needed to like spread out and figure out where we are, and not think that immediately just because you destroyed my TC that you can win. But your fighting technique and your army micro, in my opinion, are on the ball. GG to NC Lagos and Danielis Acanales, and thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.